Look at my face right now, because within the next few years, you generally might not know if the person talking to you online is real anymore. That sounds dramatic, I know, but the technology already exists. One version of me on the screen is real. The other is a synthetic AI reconstruction built to perfectly imitate my face, voice, and expressions. And honestly, most people already can't reliably tell the difference anymore. Right now, this exact technology is quietly fueling and exploiting online economy built around synthetic intimacy, especially inside parts of the adult creator economy. Well, because we've officially entered a phase of internet where millions of dollars are flowing every month toward relationships that may not even fully exist. And I don't think people quite understand how industrialized this is becoming at this point, okay? Because most people still imagine catfishing as something obvious, like fake profile pictures, weird grammar, scam emails from 20 years ago. But that's not what this is anymore. No. This is the industrialization of human attention, human loneliness, human emotional dependency. And honestly, that's a much bigger story, a sadder one, because now the product isn't really the photos anymore. The inbox is the product. The fantasy is the automated. The intimacy is scalable. And behind some of these massive online creator accounts, there are reportedly entire management systems operating like customer service departments. Teams handling conversations, logging emotional data, tracking subscriber behavior, studying exactly what keeps people attached. And when someone demands proof they're talking to a real person, that's where the technology starts getting, oh my goodness, genuinely disturbing. Oof. Because now the real-time AI face mapping, voice cloning, like facial overlays, synthetic avatars that can move, blink, smile, and respond dramatically in real time, which means someone could theoretically jump on live and convincingly appear to be, somebody completely different, some pretty girl, but it's a guy. And honestly, most people are psychologically unprepared for how believable this is becoming. But here's where the real signal shift starts. Because the normal warning everyone gives is, be careful, you might be deceived. But what the truth is actually much stranger than that, to be honest. What if people eventually stop caring whether it's real? Think about it. Human beings didn't evolve to analyze code. We evolved to respond to emotional reinforcement, attention, validation, connection. So if a digital entity responds instantly, right? Remembers your birthday, let's say, asks about your bad day, validates your insecurities, and gives you perfect, uninterrupted attention? Well, your nervous system reacts as the relationship is real. The dopamine still hits. The loneliness still temporarily fades. The emotional attachment still forms. And eventually, the distinction between human and synthetic starts collapsing psychologically. Honestly, you might already be seeing this happen. Look at the emotional attachment people are already developing, right? Towards their advanced AI assistant right now. People know logically that these systems are software, right? They understand it intellectually, right? But emotionally, the line gets really blurry incredibly fast, because if something listens to you, helps you, mirrors your communication style, and gives you constant attention, part of the brain categorizing the interaction as socially real, and once emotional utility outweighs literal truth, the game changes completely. That's the shift. And honestly, I don't think this is really about adult platforms at all. That's just where monetization scaled first. This is actually about the collapse of authentication online. Because for most of the internet history, visual proof meant something, right? Pictures meant something. Video meant something. Live calls definitely meant something, correct? Now, not necessarily, no. And once society collectively realizes that, the psychology of the internet changes permanently. Because social media already rewards emotional reaction over verification. We know that. Now AI can manufacture emotional connection itself at scale. And the systems surrounding it are getting incredibly sophisticated. Some management companies repeatedly use CRM style tracking systems to log subscribers' behavior, their personal details, emotional triggers, conversation history, the exact time someone logs in, what compliments they respond to, what insecurities keep them engaged the longest, and when one operator logs off, another can continue the interaction seamlessly. So to the user, it feels intimate, personal, consistent, like someone genuinely cares, even if the relationship is actually being maintained by an entire back-end system. And honestly, even if many users were shown proof of that, which I am now, some would still, maybe a lot, emotionally attached. Because a comforting illusion can feel psychologically safer than loneliness. That's the uncomfortable reality underneath all of this. And this is exactly why governments and tech companies are suddenly panicking about identity verification. Have you seen this? Because the internet is rapidly approaching a point where human beings can no longer reliably authenticate each other visually. That's a huge problem, especially financially, right? politically, socially, and as regulations tighten globally, platforms are starting to push aggressive biometric verification systems, liveness detection, face scans, head movement tracking, behavioral authentication, constant verification loops designed to prove, yes, this is a real biological human being, which creates this bizarre irony because in order to protect society from synthetic humans, real humans are now being pressured, what? To surrender massive amounts of biometric data just to participate online. The internet has slowly become a giant authentication machine. And honestly, I think this is only the beginning, because once synthetic perfection becomes cheap, instant, and infinitely scalable, perfection itself loses value. If anyone can generate flawless beauty, perfect attention, perfect flirtation, perfect emotional responsiveness, then eventually the rare thing becomes imperfection. Actual humanity, flaws, unscripted behavior, real presence. And I honestly think we're moving towards a future where the most valuable thing online, well, it's not going to be who looks the best, or sounds the smartest, or appears the most polished. It's going to be who can still convincingly prove they are real. Because when synthetic intimacy becomes this powerful, human authenticity becomes the final luxury. And honestly, that might be the biggest signal shift yet. See you guys tomorrow.